Hello and welcome to the Tongue of the Trees channel. My name's Elizabeth Ashley, the Secret Healer, and chances are you found me because you want to know, what do you use frankincense essential oil for? Well, you come to the right place, because I am a professional aromatherapist with over 30 years experience, and I am the author of the Secret Healer series of manuals, of which there are 20, and the co-creator of the Tongue in the Trees cards. And here's our frankincense card. Beautiful picture, look. I didn't do the artwork, I have to say. I wrote the poems that go with them, and they are as if the plant is talking to you. They're in the booklet that comes with it. But if you have a look at that lovely picture, that's what a frankincense flower looks like, and then you can see the frankincense resin oozing out of the tree. Beautiful illustration. And I'm going to just talk a little bit today about the physical properties of frankincense, because it's such an important oil and so many ways that you can use it, and we would be here for a long time if we went into everything. So I'm going to talk about the physical properties. So what do I mean by that? So how does frankincense affect the body? Now, if that's useful to you, at the end, if you hang on with me, I'll tell you how to access another video that I've made that goes in much more detail into the emotional effects, the psychological aspects of the essential oil, and also the mental faculties, as well as how to use it safely. I know a lot of you will be interested in knowing about frankincense and cancer. There's lots about that on the other video, as well as things like, is frankincense safe to use in pregnancy, when you're breastfeeding? Is it safe around your cats and dogs? Can you use it on children? That kind of thing. And then we'll also talk about blending. Now, the co-creator is a gentleman who is a Hungarian aromatherapist, and his name's Gergely Halodi. And he is fantastic at blending essential oils. I'm much better at the theoretical stuff. And so I've written all the notes, and then he's going to tell us how to put it together and blend it. So that's really, really helpful. So first of all, though, let's go to my book and have a look at the physical properties. And incidentally, when you go to the next video, I'll tell you how to access this book for free. I give this book away free. So it says, historical successes of using this essential oil have included a skin preservative. In actual fact, it's one of the most famous uses is that it was used to embalm mummies. So let's start there first of all. That is a little bit of a jump, because it wouldn't have been the essential oil. Essential oils were not invented or not discovered, as far as we know, until around about the 12th century. The Arabs discovered distillation, as far as we know. There is some evidence that perhaps it had been used earlier, but in terms of preserving mummies, what would have been used was that lovely resin that we saw on here, and it would have been put into warm vegetable oil, and so the properties oozed into the vegetable oil, and then yes, it has preservative qualities. The other thing to bear in mind is, as I look out this window in Shropshire, it is miserable and grey and raining, and so if we made a mummy here, frankincense or no frankincense, it wouldn't last 5 minutes. One of the reasons why mummies preserved for such a long time in Egypt was that they became desiccated in the arid desert. However, it is an amazing skin preservative. And if you have mature skin or wrinkles, I have to say, I don't know about, I haven't quite reached frankincense level yet. I'm not really looking forward to it, I have to say, because I'm a rose girl still, but I can feel it creeping up because there are some wrinkles here. So, and at that point, it's such a beautiful oil. I'll be more than happy to transfer over. But at the moment, I like kidding myself that I'm young enough not to. But we used to sell lots of pots of cream on craft shows. My stepfather, who was one of the main salespeople, used to say, we sell frankincense and polyfiller because it's beautiful for wrinkles. And the reason for that is it restores elasticity to the tissues. So, see, it's going, maybe I do need it, maybe I do. So, but what it does is it tightens it. Now, this restoring elasticity goes further than just the skin. And this is why it's such an important essential oil. So, for example, if you have a breathing condition, like, for example, emphysema, where the tissues of the bronchioles and the different parts of the lungs no longer have the ability to expand and contract. So what happens with emphysema is they become too big and slack, and there's no power in them anymore to be able to push out the air. Frankincense restores elasticity to the tissues, so it helps to bring that elasticity back into the tissues of the lungs, but also it opens the airways and it slows the breath. Now, in the other video, we'll talk more about the slowing the breath in terms of meditation, but in terms of panic attacks, in terms of asthma, if you can't stop coughing, then you can't get your breath, in any kind of COPD. All of that would be indicated by frankincense. This slowing the breath, restoring the elasticity, opening the airways. Such a beautiful, important oil. What I will say, I'm going to take this at this point because in case you don't go across to the other video, which I really hope you do, and we will address it there, but please don't become too reliant on that bottle of essential oil. I'm going to show you again. See how it oozes out the tree. Now, the problem is that because now in this 21st century, we know so much about the properties, and it's such a sacred oil, and you know, people use it for incense, of course. It's being farmed to distraction, and it will become extinct. It is becoming endangered. So whilst there are trees that are being grown to make sustainable essential oil, please don't think this is something that you just use every single day to diffuse, to feel calm and stuff. There are better oils for that. If you have a really bad chest and you have problems with breathing, then please, yes, use it, but don't just use it and waste it. It's too precious. I really want to believe that my children's children will be able to use frankincense. Tendonitis is what I've put down here. On this same thing of restores elasticity, imagine you're playing tennis and you get tennis elbow. It's overworked, isn't it? That tendon is completely overworked, and to the point that it stretches too far. And what do we know about frankincense? It restores elasticity. So we get this back. It will spring back and start to work better that way. So we're saying tennis elbow, but tendonitis, bursitis in the knee, shoulder, any kind of repetitive thing where, or if you've injured yourself and overextended, hamstrings. I mean, I used to be a ballet dancer, and we would do the splits, and sometimes you do the splits too far and it really pulls, and if you're not careful, you never get that elasticity back. It's pulled too far. But with frankincense, you can ease it back to slowly but slowly start to get more flexible again. It's really, really important. And just anxiety, little word, massive issue, isn't it? So if you are somebody, or if you've got somebody who really is struggling with life, can't go out the house because of feeling worried, frankincense is it. And so this is the end where I say, yeah, you use frankincense. If you just feel stressed and you need to calm down and just had a hard day, no, that's not a frankincense day, please. But if somebody's really struggling with anxiety and fear, because sometimes fear doesn't necessarily come with, because anxiety, of course, is a condition. Something's happened, and you know, panic attacks, something, a shock, slows down the breath, and immediately you become more tranquil. So now we're very carefully easing over, aren't we, onto emotional and spiritual and mental, and you could write a book just about that for frankincense. So really, I'd love you to come across to this as a video and to learn more about how we tap into this. What have we got here? Safeguard. You can see how safeguard might come in with the panic attacks, for example. How do we tap into this emotional side of things, the psychological, mental, spiritual aspects? But also, just as important, how do we use it safely? Can we use it in pregnancy, children, breastfeeding, cats, dogs? Do cats and dogs react to it in any way? All of that is in the other video, as well as these beautiful blending notes that have been made by my colleague Gegle Halodi, who teaches essential oil blending and is superb at it. And so he has been very kind to put together a section where we look at which essential oils he would use to blend with frankincense. So when you go over, if you go over, I hope you do, we're going to show you 4 things. We're going to show you how to get this book for free, how to buy these cards if you would like to, and how we use these. And we're also going to give you the option to access a further video which has got recipes. And we look more at the energetic side of the essential oil. That's very deep healing, but also we've put together, if we were treating that, which oils would we use, carrier oils, how would we put that together? So there's recipes in that. And also I'll tell you about the essential oil supplier that we have chosen to distribute our cards for us, but also who can supply you with lovely frankincense oil. So I'm a big believer that you go to a person who knows what they're doing if you want to learn something. So I'm very pleased that you come to see me about aromatherapy. But if you want to know how to use YouTube well, then you ask a 10-year-old, don't you? So my son Dexter is going to tell you how to share, like, subscribe and get notifications if Gagley or I upload any more content. And he will make you a YouTube wizard. So with no further ado, just look in the description just below and you'll see how, what do you use frankincense essential oil for link for you to be able to go to the other video that's much more in depth, tell you lots more, and yeah, see you on the other side.
So I'm going to teach you how to like, comment, subscribe and hit the notification bell. So you get your phone, you turn it this way up, and then there's a little red subscribe button. Turn it grey by clicking it, and then there's a little bell. Click that and press all at the bottom of your phone or tablet or computer. It will say you will receive all notifications. And then there's a little hand with a thumbs up. Click that, it'll turn it blue and it says added to your liked videos. And there will be comments. And if you want to, you can send a comment and say like hi's to Mum and Gagley. And then the link to the next video will be in the description below underneath the video. So, bye!